Alright, here's my contraption that's going to go inside of the attic. That black line there represents the peak of the roof. So everything below that black line will be inside of my attic and attached directly to the truss work. I got some extra bracing that I'm going to be adding in there. I still need to paint the top of this to make the outside of it all weatherproof. But everything above that black line will be outside. And that center block, the one that's going to be partially inside and partially outside, the top of it, I gave it a roof pitch so that rainwater will shed right off of it. And I also drilled out the center of it so that my coax can come off of the mast, go right down inside of that 2x4 and come right out inside of the building. So very little of the coax will be outside. And the bolt setup that's on it, what I'm going to do is have, once that framing is installed, I will connect my pipe to it just like it is right now. And then on the other end of the pipe, I will put my antenna. I'll attach the antenna to it, be able to tape up my coax onto the pole, and once it's all ready, then I can stand it right up and set the antenna up. The other end of the pole's hitting things behind me. So there we have it. That's the framing setup that will be going to hold this antenna up. It'll be the base of the antenna. This is my test block. I got it hard against the other side, so it'll do. Alright, let's try the real block in there. Alrighty, now I have to go in the attic and fasten this in to the framing. Once it's fastened in, then we can start installing the antenna or seal that up, one or the other. If I'm breathing heavy, I'm sorry, I just climbed up into the attic. This is what it looks like in here. What I'm planning is, once this is all mounted, I'm going to put expanding foam on the inside and then tar it all up on the outside. Actually, we'll go down. I get it right down to the bottom of the framing. So I'm going to level this thing, I'll make it plumb, and put a couple of screws, one here and one here to hold it in place. And then I'm going to come around to the other side and screw right into it. And then I have bracing that I'm going to attach to this truss here. I'm trying not to get you into that light. Under here, across here, and over to this truss. And same thing down here, I'm going to do that. And on the other side, just to lock this all in and lock it to a couple of other trusses. Alright, I'm going to get to work and that screw is already beat. Awesome. Alright, I need those 1x2s.
Going down.
Cool. One over here. I'm going to get it started and then I'll push this up. There you go. Well, that'll work out nice. Look at that. We already have a screw hole in that one. From when these were the shelves in my room.
the crude shelving. Didn't like where it landed on the 2x4 because it's a little crooked, so need to be slightly that way because it's going to go in that way. That really pulled in, didn't it? These gray screws suck. Gray, green, whatever they are. The bit doesn't fit the head very well.
Good thing I got a depth grip because I forgot the pliers. I'm about to stand this up again. Ready?
No. Ready.
That, it fits when I put it in the right holes. That's up there a ways, isn't it?
It is. I'm going to need to step back to take a look.
Nut got all bound up in my bottom of my pocket.
Wow, I can barely see you.
One done. The one that needed to do a little. Alright, I gooped it all up. It's all sealed up now up here. I know this stuff is only going to last a couple of years, but look at the roof. I'm going to be redoing this roof in a couple of years, so I'm okay with that only lasting a couple of years. When I redo the roof, I will flash this properly and get it permanent. My temporary ground wire. I still have to come up here one more time to change out this ground wire. This is just a temporary one to get me by. I have some 10 gauge wire coming. Alright, that's it. The install is done. You can see my ground radials and the antenna up there, way up there. You can see all my radials heading out from that. Oh, I still forgot the tape. I gotta come up here one more time today. Thank you, Dallas Rife. Without you, this would not have been possible. This thing is already outperforming the one that was on the back of the garage. I already took that down. The pole's still there, but the antenna's gone. The pole's staying there because I have possibly a plan for the future for that one. But it won't interfere with this antenna. Look at that, huh? Woohoo! Mic all the way down. Put that meter on SWR and forward. Put the radio on AM and a channel we want to use. Now, calibrate that meter. .1. Isn't that awesome? 1.1. Let's go down and check on the low channels. Let's check channel 1. Now, if it stays the same as it did without the ground radials, one will be higher than 40 was. Wow, look at that. Meter's already calibrated. That's a really good sign. Look at that. Below 1.2. How freaking awesome is that? Could you say that again? Now I have the camera running.
You're carrying about 9 dB. The needle will swing up to about 20 plus, though. It's sounding great over this way.
Awesome. I'm on full power. I'm on the new antenna. I do not have the ground plane wires out yet, though. They're right now just running straight down the pole. The antenna turned out awesome. I think it's working fantastic. On this channel, I have a 1.1 to 1 match.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you got easily 6 more dBs over here in Hopkins. That's a great sounding radio, and especially with no more power and just that antenna. That's great.
I'm on just the radio now, no amplifier on. Can you still hear it okay?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
That's awesome. Well, you're 30 miles away. That's fantastic that I'm reaching you with just the radio.
I'm going to try it now. Can you hear this with just the radio?
I can hear you. Yeah, you're giving me about 2 dB signal.
Yeah, that's awesome right there. I knew that train would work out great.
When you put the amp back on, you're going up somewhere around 10 dB.
Hey, 10-4. I heard you out there talking. I think you were talking to Andre earlier, and I was pulling up to the trail that I run on. I decided to come home, turn the radio on, and holler at you before I go to work.
Oh, that's awesome. I was telling him I hoped you were going to get on before you had to go to work or during or whatever so I could get a check to put in the video.
Oh, yeah, that's why I made it a point to walk into the shop here before I showered. Yeah, 151, you're doing a great job over this way with that new antenna, but for now, I got to go get showered up and go to work. Hey, man, 262, I'm wishing you 73s. Have a good one. I'm going to get off this radio.
We go from 9 and it nails 60 and comes back.
Awesome. It does even better on sideband, though. This amp will put out a lot more on sideband.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, you're hitting me with a solid plus 30, plus 40, I'm sorry, plus 40.
He's about 14 miles away. Alright, so I'm back barefoot now. What's the signal report on this with it barefoot?
It's holding plus 20.
Awesome. Alright, we're going to step on the side for a second. Alright, there it was. That's the build of my new half-wave ground plane antenna on my garage. That's the Tram 1498. It's an 18-foot tall base station antenna. I gave it ground radials to make it do a little bit better on skip. And for local, it's kicking it good. I'm giving a stronger signal to all the guys that I talk to, and I can actually hear them a lot better now. Andre's a tough test, which is why there was just a little clip from Andre. He's not far away. He's only 6 miles away, so I didn't see much of a difference with him. But for the other 2 guys, Dave, I used to have a hard time pulling him out. He used to be a really low signal for me. Now he's up there and loud now. 262 got a little bit better on this antenna, maybe 1 to 2 dB better. He's 30 miles away. Dave's 14 miles away. So I'm extremely pleased with this antenna. Thank you, Dallas. You did an awesome thing. I will be enjoying this antenna for years to come. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the build. I'll see you next time.